Picture the scene. There's a shootout on the streets of America. Police cars flashing, officers and civilians on edge, tension in the air as bullets start to fly. But what's this? Someone's ordered a taxi, and it happens to be an autonomous Waymo that couldn't give a monkeys about driving its passengers right through the active crime scene. I did wonder if this was a brilliant tactic by the criminal. Waymo 2 minutes away, book! No one suspects a Waymo as a getaway car, and let's face it, they stop for nothing, not even a flood. But it seems to me, if we are to welcome autonomous cars onto our streets, we need to know that they are not going to do anything dangerous and stupid like this. Or this.
Waymo's just crashed.
Or who can forget this?
This morning, San Francisco residents are fed up after being kept up at night by driverless Waymo cars honking at each other through the night as they park.
I could not be more cranky today.
It'll be honk, honk, honk. Honk, honk, honk.
Why is this so funny? God, it shouldn't be that funny. It's not funny. This would drive me insane at night.
Fiat Tongue has been running a 24-hour live stream.
24-hour live stream? Oh my God. This is so funny. Driver or not, though, they do occasionally get pulled over. Here's Sergeant Jordan Peterson having a word.
Yeah, it stopped. Hi!
Connected to rider support.
So, your car here drove into oncoming lanes of traffic. Yeah, there's like a little bit of a construction area, and it went into opposing lanes of traffic, which is real bad.
We'll get to why I think Waymo's days are numbered, but first, my dad still enjoys reading big sheets of paper with printed ink all over them. One of these. But he occasionally stumbles over a story worth saving for me, which is nice, isn't it? And in this case, it's a full 2-page spread about how one lady really enjoys the Waymo experience. The headline reads, "Why I feel safer in LA's driverless robot cars than I do behind the wheel of my own little runabout. And it's not just because I can do my lippy without using the rearview mirror." Caroline Graham, an LA-based British journalist, admits she was once terrified of driverless cars. 2 years earlier, she'd refused to get into a Waymo robotaxi and watched her husband ride off alone. After dozens of rides in 2025, however, she's completely converted. She now feels safer in Waymo's fully autonomous Jaguar I-Paces than driving herself. I imagine this will be a common occurrence for many people who don't particularly feel at ease driving, naming no genders, of course. She highlights Waymo's 100+ million driverless miles with no fatalities, smoother rides than using an Uber driver, flat low fares, and the freedom to relax, read or touch up with that lipstick. But she also acknowledges the lingering public fear. 64% of Americans and 71% of Britons are afraid of autonomous vehicles. But aside from a few mishaps, she declares robotaxis are the future, especially welcome for women travelling alone at night, and says London will get them next year, which is true. From outright refusal to enthusiastic convert, she's now happier letting the car drive than taking the wheel herself. Fair enough, and a great example of how minds can change. I understand the fear of allowing a car to drive itself, as I've already felt that sensation in a Cybertruck in Las Vegas. Once you start to realise it's calm, capable and more visually aware of its surroundings than any human could be with its 8 cameras in this case, my takeaway from it was this is going to revolutionise travel for humans. From young to old, drunk to tired, autonomous cars will bring safety, convenience, and in Tesla's case, it will lower the cost of travel to such a point it will eat the competition for breakfast. More on that in a mo, but just to finish this article, aside from the article weirdly mentioning, I quote, "the engine purrs," despite not having one, there was, of course, no real mention or possible understanding of Tesla's robotaxis, which are also in operation today, only rapidly expanding their service areas over Waymo's, and are about to unleash a tsunami of autonomous taxis around the world in 2026. This won't end well for Waymo. It simply cannot compete at scale, and here's why. As of December 2025, Tesla holds decisive structural advantages in the race to dominate robotaxis. Tesla builds somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 autonomous capable vehicles every day versus Waymo's few thousand retrofitted Jaguars per year. A Tesla Model Y robotaxi costs an estimated $30,000 to produce compared to Waymo's minimum figure of $150,000 per vehicle. That's 5 times cheaper to build an autonomy-ready Tesla Model Y. Millions of Tesla full self-driving equipped cars have already driven and racked up 6.6 billion real-world miles, adding around 15 million miles per day, versus Waymo's 100 million geofenced miles, giving Tesla a 66 times data advantage. Tesla's fleet has already driven 66 times more real-world miles than Waymo's entire autonomous mileage. The upcoming Cybercab, with production to start next year, will drop production costs for Tesla even lower, to perhaps $20,000 per vehicle, and an operating cost of just 20 to 30 cents per mile. It will use dramatically less energy of that of a LiDAR-heavy rival. And finally, Tesla's vision-only, map-free approach enables global anywhere-to-anywhere deployment, while Waymo remains confined to just a few scalable cities at best. While Waymo leads in fully driverless commercial rides today, Tesla's scale, cost and data moat position it to overtake and dominate the robotaxi market once unsupervised FSD is approved first in America, then elsewhere. Some might say this is an inevitability at this point. Others might say it's the opportunity of the century. Either way, don't say I didn't warn you. So how am I so confident that Tesla's solution to autonomy will be safer than Waymo's or anyone else's, let alone how Teslas will avoid driving through an active crime scene? Tesla's end-to-end neural net, trained on 66 times more diverse real-world miles without reliance on brittle HD maps or expensive LiDAR, will continuously improve and generalise to any road or condition, making it inherently safer to scale than Waymo's heavily mapped, sensor-dependent approach that cannot work outside of its limited geofence zones. Tesla trains its neural net on billions of simulated miles, including rare edge case scenarios like children or animals darting out into the road, so the car has already seen and practiced perfect reactions to almost anything long before it happens in the real world. The magic of this will only improve from here on. Look, I really do wish Waymo well. I hope they successfully operate fleets of robotaxis in London and elsewhere soon. That's the plan. And they have laid the path of regulation for autonomous robotaxis. It's just I see no way of them being able to compete when looking at the finances alone. Because if a Tesla Cybercab costs a fifth of what it does to hail a Waymo of the future, why would anyone choose to spend Waymo money over stepping into an autonomous vehicle that actually looks like the future, rather than step into a robotaxi that looks like it's had an allergic reaction to a bee sting? But that's just what I think. Have you taken a ride in a Tesla robotaxi or a Waymo? Do share your experience and thoughts in the comments below. Here's a video that YouTube thinks you will really enjoy next. Click away. I'm Will, this is the Tesla Jigsaw. Thank you, Patrons. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Oh, right, that's that done. I'm off to bed.
Honk, 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 honk.
What the...